Good afternoon. Thanks, everybody, for coming out today. Appreciate that. My name is Paul Helgren. I'm the Associate Athletic Director for Communications here. Just want to go over a couple of things before we get going with our news conference. Just to let the media know our setup here and how we're going to operate here. We're going to have President Gaber and Michael Bryant make a few statements. Obviously, Coach Candle as well. Coach Candle will, when he's done, he will take questions right up here at the podium. Then when that is concluded, Coach will be available for one-on-one interviews, as will some of our players. You'll note we have some of our players in the back. They also will be here if you want to just grab any of them for interviews. They'll be happy to talk to you as well. Just a quick reminder, if you've got a loud cell phone, you might want to just switch that over to vibrate so that it doesn't go off in the middle of our proceedings here. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you our president, Dr. Sharon Gaber.
I want to thank you for being here today. We're excited about this event. We're very pleased that Coach Candle is joining us as the permanent coach. It's fantastic. We're excited. I want to say that what we know is that he has been a tremendous asset to the University of Toledo. We are pleased with his commitment to student-athlete academic achievement. We look forward to his continuing in that area, as well as obviously continuing on the field. And I look forward to getting to know both Coach Candle and his wife, Nicole, even further in the future. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our Vice President and Athletic Director, Michael Bryant.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul, and welcome everyone. I appreciate you being here today, and an historic day for UT Rocket football, the naming of our 27th head football coach. Obviously, I want to thank a few folks, but I want to thank Dr. Gaber for her willingness to always be there for me and her professionalism throughout these last few days. It meant a lot to the search. Also want to thank Glenn Sugiyama from DHR International Search Firm for his communication with me since Sunday. He's been terrific. I want to recognize some of the trustees that are here. Our board chair, Sharon Spire, is here along the wall. Next to her right, is Joe Zerby, a member of the Board of Trustees, and Jeff Cole is here as well, so appreciate their attendance today. Also, from the Faculty Senate, Kristen Keith is here. Kristen, thank you for taking the time to be here. We really appreciate it. Our NCAA faculty rep, Mary Powers, is here as well. And I do want to mention also that we have some staff and some coaches here, and I have a bias. They are an incredible team. We are into teams around here. And as an example, we have our head basketball coach, Todd Kowalczyk, has a game at 7 o'clock. Not many coaches would be here when they have a game at night. He's here. And a class act coach, and we really appreciate you being here. Thank you. We obviously have some Rocket players here today, and I want to congratulate them on a great season, 9-2. They know, obviously, they need to take care of their finals here as we hone in on the end of the semester before we get ready for the bowl game, which will be announced on Sunday. So appreciate everything that they've done for the Rockets this year. Also, I want to thank John Haycock. John, our defensive coordinator, interim head coach during this time, first class, the consummate professional. Really appreciate John and his leadership for these few days as well. Obviously, today occurred because of the departure of Matt Campbell, our head coach for the last 4 years. He was here 3 prior to that. Want to wish Matt and his wife, Erica, the very best at Iowa State and in Ames, Iowa. But today we're moving on. These last few days have been hectic. A lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. My charger's been with me at all times. It has given me the opportunity. I've had some folks ask, well, why did you need the 3-4 days? And I needed the opportunity to kind of sit back, talk to a lot of people nationally, talk to a lot of people internally, talk to a lot of people on campus, talk to a lot of players. And it gave me an opportunity to kind of sit back and evaluate our program. And I really liked what I heard. I talked to a lot of players, past and present, and I want to emphasize, and make no mistake about it, the most important entity of this entire process are the players. They finished 9-2. They worked so hard to get to that point, and I want to congratulate them again for a great year. But they're the most important part of this. You may ask why the internal choice for the second straight time. It's a fairly easy answer, really. It's about our culture. And our culture includes the most important piece, academics, that's number one. Social behavior, number two. And make no mistake about it, we like to win too. And so we have those three parts of our culture, in our department, as to why I felt Jason Candle was the choice to lead the Rockets. He's been a major part of that culture. Whenever I talk to individuals about Jason, the term I hear over and over is respect. We didn't hire the player's best friend. It's about how they respect him. You've heard about his recruiting prowess. He's simply one of the best in the country. And he's incredibly detailed, has focus like no one I've ever seen before. In my various conversations with a number of folks, some of the words that describe Jason are driven, competitor, integrity, and a winner. He's going to prepare our football players for life after college, and he's a true Rocket. Jason Candle is exactly the type of individual we want representing our university. I want to tell you a very quick story, and it happened yesterday. I'm at a luncheon, and my phone rings, and Jason and I had been talking, so I stepped out in the hallway, talked to Jason, and at the very next table was Nicole. And I've been to lunches all over Toledo, and I've never seen Nicole at the same restaurant I was at. And I wanted her to get up from her table so I could tell her, you need to call your husband. He took a wrong turn and ended up in Iowa. That's where we last talked. And so I needed to kind of get him back to where he belonged. And so she was cutting a big deal for United Way with this group of folks. And I waited and waited. And finally, I just went over to the table and I said, Nicole, I need to talk to you. And I said, you need to call your husband. And I think she felt like he fell down the steps and injured himself. But I wanted those two to talk. And I appreciated the fact that, Jason said, I need to talk to Nicole. I like that. I like the fact that he wanted to talk to his wife. We are about family, and it shows what a first-class guy he is. And so, Nicole, I can't tell you how happy we are with your new role with the Rockets. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce our Rocket new head coach, Jason Candle. Jason? Hey, buddy. You earn this. You can put that on if you want. It's up to you.
Guess I gotta adjust this.
Adjust.
Appreciate it. Yeah, the small hats, the lower microphones, that's all gotta be changed and adjusted to what we're used to around here. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys coming today, and it's a good day to be staying home, I guess, and a good day to be a Rocket again. This has been a wild couple days. This has been a whirlwind for me, for my wife, everybody involved in this process, our players, our coaches. When you do great things on the football field, like we were able to do this year, when you have outstanding success in the classroom, when you have great people around you, there's opportunities that are provided for you. There's opportunities that are provided for the people in the leadership positions ahead of you, and there's opportunities provided for yourself. I couldn't be more grateful and more humbled and more honored to be part of what I know is a great tradition of Toledo football. A better man, a better coach. The players that have walked through these doors have taught me so much about what it takes to be a true Rocket, and I'm thankful for that. I got a couple key thank yous. Everybody knows that Dr. Gaber and her commitment to this university and the amount of the impact that she's had in this university and this community in such a short time has been outstanding. When student athletes know the president of the university by her first name, by her face, and see her in the halls, that's special. And that's one of the reasons that this place is a first-class place. So I thank Dr. Gaber for not only this opportunity, but for everything that she's done for our university, and I know she'll continue to do. So thank you. I'm honored to be in your presence and honored and excited to work with you. our outstanding athletic director, Mr. Michael Bryant, and his team. This has not been an easy couple days. And, you know, I think the one thing that we can be proud of at Toledo, and that I'm proud of and proud to be a part of, is the great consistency. And leadership, and when there's great consistency in leadership, results happen. I think you see the success of our academic programs, you see the success of our athletic program, you know, and anywhere in our department, we're winning on and off the field. And I think that is a direct reflection of his leadership, his team. I know many of his support staff and many of his colleagues are back in the back of the room. I thank you for being here. I'm honored to be in your presence, and I'm excited to be your 27th head football coach here at the University of Toledo. Thank you. A couple key thank yous is the real boss and the real head coach. I'd like to thank my wife, Nicole, for everything that she's provided for me and the support and the, you know, to go through this process. It was a family decision. We love Toledo. She's ingrained in this community deeply. She moved here with the chance and the opportunity to support me, and no other reason other than that. She don't even like football, to be quite honest. But she's grown to be a true Rocket. She's grown to be a true supporter. She's made numerous friends in these halls. She's made numerous relationships with these players and been a mother to them. Her fantastic relationship throughout this community will only continue to grow. She'll be an excellent First Lady, I promise. And I thank you and I love you. A couple great mentors in my life that have taught me all of those qualities that Mike mentioned, and then some. My parents, first and foremost, you know, the one quality I would think that they put in me and made me realize at a young age is no matter what you do, don't disappoint anybody, and work your tail off to make sure that you don't. And I live my life that way every day I wake up. Whether it's coming to work with these guys, whether it's on the recruiting path, or whether, you know, it's doing the dirty jobs that you don't always want to do. And I aim to please, and I aim to make sure that we're doing things for the right reasons, and we will continue to do that. The previous head coach here, Matt Campbell, is a great friend of mine, and I'm sure there'll be lots of questions that come up. Could you go to Ames, Iowa? Can you talk about your and Matt's relationship? Matt has laid an unbelievable foundation here. 9 wins and 2 wins over Power 5 opponents is a pretty dang good season. And what I would most appreciate about Matt is he did it the right way. He did it with our guys going to class. You don't have to you don't read about our guys in the newspaper other than for really good things on Saturday afternoons. That will continue to happen. That'll be a tremendous challenge for myself and our staff to continue with those things. And ultimately, at the end of the day, he did a really good job mentoring these young men on and off the field with great consistency. And we will strive to do that as well. Coach Tim Beckman gave me the opportunity to be a Division I football coach. You know, people always say coaching is coaching, and it is. Whether it's junior high or whether it's in the pros, if you're doing it for the right reasons, I firmly believe coaching is coaching. But it is a little different on each and every level. And for a Division III guy, it's hard to get a shot sometimes. And he gave me that opportunity. And I'm really thankful and grateful for the opportunity he's given me. He taught me how to recruit and taught me how to get out on the road and go and don't look back and not to take no for an answer. So I've spoken to him. I've spoken to Matt. Both of those guys are dear in my heart, and I know they're watching this, and I just would like to say thank you to those guys. My true rock and my true coaching mentor and a guy that I speak to daily, Larry Karras. You know, my head football coach when I played college football, a guy that gave me an opportunity to start and be a college coach. It's really hard for me not to get emotional when I speak about this guy, because when I talk about a father figure, it truly is. I mean, there's a personal relationship each and every day. Every situation that runs through my head, it's a phone call to him, and I can always know and expect that I can get an honest answer. And that's not always the answer I want to hear. And I think that is one quality that, you know, Matt and I are cut from the same cloth in that sense. And that's what these players are learning today. That's what these players will continue to learn. The answer that you get is not the answer you always want to hear. And I respect Larry for that, and I respect for him, you know, I have utmost respect for him in teaching us the path to greatness and getting us on, you know, our coaching career started. I'm going to do everything in my power here to make sure that this Rocket fan base is proud of everything our student athletes do on and off the football field. And I know there can be a bunch of cliche coach talk as I sit up here, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to work diligently to continue the successes we've had, and we're going to work our tail off to find the things that could make us better. 9 wins is a great season, but ultimately we didn't end up in Detroit. And I know what the standard around here is, and that's the expectation. And I will fully embrace that expectation. That is the ultimate goal. That is where this team and this focus will continue to be. And we haven't had a championship here since 2004. And I know that's what the people of Toledo are starving for, and my staff and I are as well. And I know these players are. I love the players here at Toledo. I'm excited to build the relationships continue on the relationships that have been built. I'm really excited to get some of the guys that maybe I don't have a chance to interact on a daily basis with as the offensive coordinator or as maybe their primary recruiting coach. These kids and these young men have a lot to offer. And I challenge you guys to get to know them as well. We will be out in the community. We'll be around. We'll be visible. Okay, one thing about a small college experience that I learned at Mount Union is if the football team can embrace the community, then everybody wins. In a town in Alliance, Ohio, where that is prominent and that is necessary, I think that formula can work anywhere. You are on a platform as a student athlete that there's a lot of expectations, sometimes unrealistic. But those expectations need to be met and those standards need to be upheld, and we'll work our tails off to make sure that happens. I'm honored to be up here and be a part of a great coaching fraternity that's walked through the halls of Toledo. There's been some tremendous people that have sat in these offices and walked through these doors. I have tremendous respect for those men. I'm honored and excited that my name is able to be mentioned along with those men. We have great coaches in our athletic department. I look forward to working with you as well on a day-to-day basis and getting to watch your teams compete for championships as well. I'll be involved and I'll be around and I'll make sure that I'm a part of anything you guys need me to be a part of. My 2 years as associate head coach here has given me a start, and it's given me a chance and a platform to take the next step in my coaching career. And when you get into this business, no matter how many of the opportunities you have, and no matter how many great schools may come calling or knocking, you always want a chance to be called the head football coach. And if you got into this business for any reason other than that, I don't know if you're working towards the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal to happen at a place where you truly love the people, and you truly love the community, and you truly love the players, and that's a special feeling. And I can't wait to get to work. You know, many guys will ask about staff. I'll have updates at that at a later time. The coaches that are here, that work with us, they'll have an opportunity to be part of our kids' lives. We're going to make this bowl game experience the best possible experience we can for this football team. They deserve that. Our players have worked diligently and tireless days, nights, to give themselves a chance to go play on a national stage and represent our university. We're going to do that to the best of our ability. And I know that we're excited. I felt the energy in the room today talking to the team. It's been a down couple of days. Nobody has a great taste in their mouth on how that last game ended Friday. But we're going to make it right, and we're going to make sure we go and show the nation what Rocket football is all about. And I guess with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Jason, when this all came about on Saturday, give me an idea of what you personally were doing, when you headed to Ames, meetings you had, what you were doing, and then bring us up. And also, the last question, is there a garage sale on Iowa State stuff at your house?
I think somebody superimposed that picture that you're referring to. Well, it was a shock to me when it all went down on Saturday and how that all played out. Like I said, Matt and I are tremendous friends. He had a good opportunity. He took and made a decision what's best for his family, and I support him in that. They'll have a good staff. They'll win a lot of games, and they'll do a really good job. My focus is to be here now. I've been given a great opportunity, handed the keys to a good situation, and we're going to drive the car in the right direction and make it work here.
But did you go over there Sunday, or did you have some meetings to start the actual recruiting, working for Iowa State? Or
No.
did that all stop?
No, I did not work for Iowa State. No.
So much of what gets lost in this is that, and you guys are people too, at some point, you guys were playing 5 days ago here against Western Michigan. What has that time frame been like from then until now for you?
That seems like 5 years ago. It does. But that feeling has not left me, and that feeling has not left this football team. And we got a lot of goals to accomplish, and I know that that'll be the driving force behind the work ethic of this program moving forward.
There was that picture on the internet. Did you throw your name in to be considered as the head coach, or were you just in the whirlwind of the moment?
Well, I think when the fear of not having a job would scare anybody. You know, you have opportunities that you have to go pursue. You have to go out and check out and see what's available to you. But it's a no-brainer if I have the chance to be the head football coach at a place that I love and a chance to be around the team that I love and the guys that I fought with and bled with for 7 years here. It's a no-brainer. It's an easy decision.
Jason, I know the players really went to bat for you, and they really wanted you to be the guy. How much does that mean to you that the players backed you so much to have this job?
That's why I'm up here. I wouldn't be here if I had a team that didn't believe in me. I wouldn't take a job or take an opportunity where I felt like it was going to be an uphill climb to gain their respect. Because people on the outside, you can have all the respect and admiration that you could possibly ever need, but if those guys in that locker room don't believe in you, you don't have much. Because in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment, on Saturday afternoon, they're all you got. And all the talking in the world and all the rah-rah speeches that you could give in a huddle on game day doesn't matter if those relationships haven't been formed and they're not rock solid. The word trust always comes back to me. And if guys trust you, if people trust you, you'll get the most out of them. I feel like those kids trust me. I feel like they know that I have their best interests in mind, and it certainly does. It means a lot to me. It's very humbling.
Were you convinced that your time at Toledo was done?
That thought had come through my mind, yeah. And that was an uneasy, pill to swallow. But it's water under the bridge now. I'm here, and we're ready to go.
What was your thought when Mike called you? What was your first thing?
I was ecstatic. I was excited. It was, it's what you've worked for. It's the path that you set out for yourself. It's a chance to have the opportunity to be the head coach. It's a chance to lead a team in your own way, put your spin on things, and yet, you have a chance to carry on a great tradition and carry on a thing that's been going in the right direction here.
Do you expect to recruit against Matt Campbell?
I'm sure we've recruited a really good class here for this class at Toledo, and a lot of those coaches that have left and went there, they have a great relationship with those players. I'm sure if an opportunity is extended to play there, that would certainly be a chance to recruit against Matt Campbell.
Do you have an idea who your staff will be?
I have a short list of guys that I would like to be here that all kind of believe in the same things I believe in and have these kids' best interests at heart. But I'll address that at a later date.
It was reported this morning that at least one, if not a couple kids have decommitted. Have you dealt with that yet, or is that priority number one to deal with?
Well, and as an uneasy feeling for a 36-year-old man who is not sure what's going on, I'm sure it is for a 17 or 18-year-old kid. When they don't know who the head coach is, when they don't know who's going to be recruiting them, when they don't know if they put their energy and time and focus into, I'm going to be at a particular place, and when that rug gets pulled out from underneath them, that's an uneasy feeling. So our job is to right the ship. Our job is to alleviate some of those concerns. Our job is to get out on the road and get this class solidified. And I think the one thing, too, is what can't be lost here is these kids committed to play at the University of Toledo. And they've committed to play for the right reasons. And if we're going down the path of today's football that all we're doing is going to play for a particular coach, that's going to end badly more times than not. Because there's going to be some empty days, because Division I football is not easy. And you're going to have a rock-solid foundation. You're going to have to want to be in the hallway at Toledo. You're going to have to want to be going to class. You're going to have to want to be involved with the academic people. You're going to have to want to be involved with the professors here. So We'll get on the road and we'll hustle. And we'll salvage this thing, get it right.
Did Matt recommend you take the job? Is that the same thing?
Absolutely.
What do you think that says about him?
Everything that you believed in him for the last 7 years he was here as well. Utmost respect for Matt Campbell, quality human being, speaks it, lives it, does it. That's what you want your kids to be like.
How do you anticipate your program will be different?
We'll have some different philosophies, but a lot of it is, like I said, we're cut from the same cloth. Just because there's change and just because things are good doesn't necessarily mean they'll stay good. So I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. I want to put my twist to it, but I also want to maintain some of the core values that Matt created here because I think they're very good. And I also think there was a lot of people sitting in those rooms that came up with those philosophies too.
So you'll have a different process? That word, I mean, when Matt's a cool guy, but it was always the process.
We talked about the process today in the team meeting with our players. The process is the message in that process is that it's not assumed that if you show up to work every day that it ends in a championship. You got to work when you're here. You got to buy in. You got to invest. You got to trust in. You got to do everything to the best of your ability each and every day to get that goal to happen. There's going to be tough days you don't want to do those things, and we got to have 105 strong to commit to do that.
When you, with a couple minor discrepancies, if you look at your resume and Matt's resume 4 years ago, it's almost identical. What about the Mount Union background may have led to this type of identical advancement?
Well, other than him being a big, ugly defensive end when he played, and me being a flashy receiver, nothing much. But no, that's a very good question. It's I think it's done the right way at Mount Union. At every level, you're going to find very successful coaches that got their degree from Mount Union. Not only is the education top notch, a lot of the education department there is if you're going to go be a coach or a teacher, that's an easy degree to get into and an easy degree to channel yourself into that right direction. You have a tremendous mentor and leader in Larry Karras who has mentored many of us, from NFL coaches down to the most successful high school coaches and anybody in between. But like I said, I'm honored to be mentioned with those guys, and I'm very proud of where I came from, and I'm not going to change that. And but I think that's very interesting and very good question.
Any more questions for Coach? Okay, all right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, Coach will stick around for any media that needs to talk to him individually. We also has, as I mentioned, we have some student athletes here in the background, in the back of the room, I'm sorry, to do also one-on-one interviews for those that need that. Okay.